25 minutes before 11 o'clock. How is your eyesight? If your eyesight is needing a little help, you might want to go see an eye doctor. We would like to recommend Ocala Eye for your eye care, your eyeglasses. Maybe it's something as simple as eyeglasses or something more complex, maybe some surgery of some sort. They do it all over at Ocala Eye. And then even more than that, they do hearing aids and they do face things. We're going to have everybody explain for me again. Every week I have to have it re-explained. Zora Harrison is in the studio with Nikki Nix and Lindsey Weiseman. They're all graduates of Williston High School. I love that fact. I love that fact, ladies. Good morning. How are you all?
Good morning.
We are wonderful.
How come I don't hear you? Okay, now I'll do it. See y'all?
Is that better? Yes.
See, this is why I'm not a doctor. Can you imagine halfway into surgery? Oh, I forgot to turn the thing on. So you had a good holiday.
We did. It was wonderful.
I don't mean to be presumptuous. Do you celebrate Easter, Passover?
We do.
Everybody celebrate?
All of us Easter.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Williston, it's all Easter.
We're from Williston.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything like chocolate or eggs or things that you don't normally have?
We had lots of
I
great
ate food that I don't normally eat because
Yeah.
I've been trying to eat healthy. So, of course, I just
You've been trying to eat healthy?
Oh, yeah. Picked out on good stuff.
Yeah, you cannot.
Casseroles and...
Well, it's a bad day to start. It's a bad day to start.
No, I just, in general, I have been. So, holidays are
good.
like, I look forward to it because I just
because then
cram
you can
all the carbs in.
Yeah. It's like your day of no guilt.
Yeah.
Well, that's the good way to do
Yes,
it.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we have every once in a while. You look forward. We had a lady on who lost weight, and the way she did it was she had 13 pieces of cake a year. Because she had
So a piece of cake
13
and a
pieces
quarter
of cake a
or
year.
something.
she had 13 birthdays in her family, and so she only would have a piece when they had a birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
And she said
that was the only sweets that she had.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was
All right, I
that was
can
how
see that
she
working.
dealt with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
that's what I should do.
Yeah,
only
me too.
birthdays.
I'm not big on the
No
cake.
sweets.
It's the other stuff
Yeah, I
that
was
me
going to
gets
say, for me, it's the other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So does that ever affect eyesight? Does
Yeah, of course. We've seen people with weight loss. Anytime you see our retina surgeon, he's going to say, control your weight because all of those things, blood sugar and high cholesterol and high blood pressure,
Really?
all affect your body, the entire body.
So it's not really the weight; it's the other things that happen.
Yeah, it's the stress I
It's the
assume
systemic
that it
effects
puts.
from
Yeah.
So-
being overweight.
It's the sugars and all that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not going to tell you a diet. I mean, we just say, you need to seek, a dietitian or somebody that can help you. But yeah, we definitely
Now,
correlate it.
our surgery center beds do have limits of
Yeah,
weight they can
weight
hold.
limits.
I mean, sometimes if
Oh,
a
really?
patient, Mhm.
And certain people can't lay flat if they,
Correct.
You
they have
know,
trouble
or-
breathing, and because for the surgery itself, they're completely flat. So sometimes for them,
Yeah, right.
that's
Lose
compromising
weight or
position
lose your
for 'em.
eyesight. One of which you got a choice,
yeah.
right?
yeah. So I guess no matter what doctor you go to, they tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You don't escape
True.
it at the eye doctor.
So, and I was telling you about my friend. We were looking for feathers, and he's got cataracts. I think I've mentioned him on the
Yes.
show before. And as you know, he's got Down syndrome. So one of his problems is, and maybe we talked about this. I don't think we did though, is that he's eligible for the surgery. But what is it, Robin? They put him in order to make him relax, so he
You have
won't.
to put him under
Yeah,
the
and
whole thing.
You need to. He needs general.
not
anesthesia.
a local.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
local. You have to go usually to like
So-
a hospital
yeah,
setting
usually
to do
for-
that.
Yeah.
And so that's a fear of the doctors that putting him in what's it called?
General anesthesia.
General anesthesia.
Might not be good for his health.
Oh,
Right.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Any ideas on what could be done differently?
I mean,
I don't know. I think that would probably definitely based on doctors' discretion.
Yeah.
Some doctors might feel comfortable
Just live
doing
with the
it with
go-
local
mean,
anesthesia
how
because
long
they are
is he-
systemically still going to get a sedative, a
Yeah.
Valium or Versed.
Yeah, you have to have
They
something.
just won't be completely asleep. But I
And
mean,
it's
we
im-
literally have patients snoring on the table. Like they
Yeah.
don't know that they're not. Oh, they don't know
and
that they're having surgery.
technology's improved too. So, I mean, I don't know how long ago he saw a surgeon that did general anesthesia, but they have different ways now and techniques. So it'd be interesting to see when we have a patient that needs general, we typically recommend Shan's Eye Clinic.
Okay, okay.
great success with them. I mean, they're
Yeah,
good partners of ours. And I have never heard that there was a patient. I mean, honestly, I've had very frail 91-year-old diabetics that
Yep.
have successfully done it.
well.
But yeah,
wow.
I don't know
depends
that
on the
we've
surgeon.
personally had a
no,
patient
no. I mean, we've sent them out.
that was a.
Maybe we
yeah.
can send him to you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably the best thing in knowing that is to have them evaluated at a clinic like Shands that has so much more resource, available to them. And then Ocala Eye is happy to do follow-up. It's just, because it's a lot of times the patients will say it's a burden to drive to Gainesville, and it is. But this is kind of one of those
Oh my
things
gosh.
where.
What was the thing you had on your eye, Robin? I drove you to Gainesville for your eye.
Oh, I had that amoeba.
Oh
She
yeah.
had something on her
There,
eye.
yeah. And I had to make a few trips up
They
there.
said, don't wait.
Oh no.
You got to go now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went right then.
Yeah.
And I went to Arby's. It was so good.
Isn't that funny that the person in the hospital is like hung up, they can't do anything, and then
you're just eating
they're
away.
like everybody else just
Yeah.
eats the whole time.
Well, it's right outside.
So convenient.
I think isn't it Shands that has like Chick-fil-A?
There's a Chick-fil-A in there, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to kind of go out and.
I always tease that I couldn't work there because I would eat Chick-fil-A every day, I
Yeah.
think, if I worked that close to it.
I probably would too.
So when I was driving Doug out to Salt Springs, it was a beautiful day. And he said, don't tell me it's my cataracts. I know it's hazy out there. And I said, no,
Aw, poor
it is
thing.
not hazy out there.
Yeah.
But that's weird because it's not hazy like for him indoors. It's the sun, I guess,
Oh,
that
sure,
does
it's
it,
the
right?
glare.
The sun's refracting off
Yeah.
the changes in his
Yeah.
lens.
I see the phone ringing. Let's take a phone call.
Okay.
Got your headsets on? Good
Sure.
morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. If you're in your middle 50s and you've been told you have starting cataracts, would it be better to wait later in life when they become a real problem? Because if you have them taken out early in life, could they come back like in your 70s and 80s and you'd have to go through it again?
No, they don't come back. The criteria for cataract surgery is not just a cataract. So you have to you notice that the cataract bothers you. So your daily activities that you did are starting to be limited by the cataract, and that can be driving. It could be just like he's explaining about his friend that has cloudy vision or reading problems. Things you were able to do pretty easily are now becoming obstacles. Then the cataract has to qualify. The doctor has to say, yes, this is a cataract that contributes to that. And there's a few vision measurements that you have to meet. But this is really a conversation to have with your doctor because we do have patients in their 50s that have a cataract that is causing a problem. So it really is time when you and the doctor sit down and you as a patient say, you know what, I'm starting to feel the interference of these cataracts. And the doctor says, well, I think they're actually what's interfering in your vision, and you do qualify. So there's no concern about the cataract coming back, or there's no additional risk. We do cataract surgery on teenagers. I mean, people get cataracts in their teens. I have a cousin that was very young in his 30s that had cataract surgery, and, he's in his 40s now. He's doing great. So it's not an age thing. It's more of is this cataract limiting you, and is it the cause that you're not seeing well? And if it is, then that's when it's time to come out.
Is it more risky to have cataract surgery later in life than having it earlier?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
It
not
just depends on
really.
your health at
Yeah.
that point. I mean, as long as people are healthy. I mean, we routinely are doing cataract surgery on 70 and 80-year-olds daily. Now more frequently 90-year-olds.
No problems with it, yeah. I mean, there's always additional risk factors if the cataract is really hard. So there was a terminology people used to use, is it
Right.
ripe? That nice, hard brown cataract. They don't do that anymore, and that's because the risk didn't always outweigh the benefit in cataract surgery. And it's just changed so much, and the qualifications and how the surgery is done has changed. So there's really not additional risk by waiting.
There's no
I mean,
benefit of doing it now versus later for, as much on a health standpoint as is it just like Zora staying, is it interfering with your daily living?
Well, how come the cataract doesn't come back after many, many years?
Well, we're totally removing that part that's causing that the cataract forms on. So your natural lens is totally being taken out, and an artificial implant is being put in. So that's why the cataract is unable to grow back because we've physically taken the whole natural lens out.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good questions. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that was a
sure
great
that puts a
question.
lot of people at ease.
Yeah, it does. It's always one of those things that people question. When is the time?
Yeah.
You know, and I always say it's an educated decision, and it's a part doctor telling you the objective pieces of it, and you subjectively saying how it affects you. So,
And Lindsay, on your trip, did you have a lot of cataract patients that you had to take care of?
Yes, they were overly ripe, I guess you could
Oh
say.
my.
Yeah, they were.
Well, they don't have means to.
Yeah, they don't have anything to have a yearly exam in that kind of way. But if you were completely white in both eyes, then which is a bad cataract, then you were chosen to have cataract surgery, especially towards when it got towards the end, because we were trying to do so many. And then it kind of got down to who do you pick, kind of type
my.
thing. Yeah, that's the sad
really?
part about it. So if you were completely blind in both eyes, we at least tried to do one eye so you could, do daily activities. If you were still pretty good in your one eye but had a white cataract in the other, we kind of pushed you back till July when they come back, and we'll get you back on the books then. But yes, if you're completely white in both eyes, bad cataracts, then we were trying to get you.
I mean, and we don't routinely see that here because
no, it's
most
very rare.
People in the
Really?
United States have regular health care and regular eye doctors, and physicians here obviously don't want it to get to that point because it does make the risk of the surgery a lot more difficult for the surgeon and for the patient. So
I
we
feel
don't
like-
let them get that way anymore.
Yeah, I feel like as a kid, I saw somebody with like a white eye, but where I'm really seeing it in my mind is in dogs. I've seen dogs with that white eye thing.
yeah.
You do see it in dogs, and their pupils.
So
are
I never realized that was a cataract. That we're looking at somebody's cataract. Actually.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
the lens is sitting right behind your pupil, the colored part, the black part of your eye. Your lens is
Phew, that's
in your eye
amazing
right there.
that
So
you can even do that. Go in there and do that.
So then, Lindsay, when the cataract surgery was performed, did you have to patch that eye so they wouldn't be able to get adjusted to the regular light, or how did that happen? How did you take care of
they
it?
do have a patch that they gave them to wear overnight, and then the next morning when they came in for their post-op, they took it off. But most of those people just kind of slept there through the night, and then were right there the next morning so we could get them. But to protect their eye, especially over there, because it's not as clean in the conditions. Yes. So to try to protect that as much, for the first little bit initial after the surgery, yes, they did wear a
We
patch.
got to figure out some way to make that country healthy.
Yeah.
That
Well,
country's got
actually,
some-
we were talking just in general about third world countries and
Yeah.
just different ways that you can kind of get back. And it doesn't. One of the doctors said to me that what you get from going is something nothing can ever give you. Like that satisfaction of knowing what you're doing for someone else. That deed.
And we look at it as their conditions that they have over there is, oh my gosh, how can we change it? And then their attitude sometimes
happy
is
as-
they're just as happy
yeah,
as they
'cause
can
that's
be. I
normal
mean,
for them.
them to
Oh,
just get a
really?
bottle of artificial tears
Wow.
just made their whole entire week, or a pair of sunglasses.
Well,
'cause they
then
just
what we
don't
have to do is
sunglasses.
bring them over here, live like a week here.
Yes.
And then say,
I know.
I
know.
life is not bad
You know
here.
what, though? I think that it's almost a protection because they don't know what they're missing out on. And I think that's
Exactly.
why.
That's true.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
You know-
Like, they don't know what they're missing.
Right.
And that's why it's nice to provide this health care over there.
And honestly, since
They're
the
appreciative.
year in between that I've gone, it looks like they're getting better. Like some of their homes that they're building, I mean, they're really impressive people over there. I mean, they're building extremely nice concrete homes. They're all concrete. But I mean, I was walking by one as he was out there every day just, putting the concrete up. And I was like, man, that house is going to be really nice. Like, it's very nice. But it looks like they're getting they're trying. Somebody is
Yeah,
doing
that's
something.
And that creates the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really, really neat.
Yeah. And what you do is amazing. The fact that you can even do what you do, it's amazing to me.
Yeah, I think we're all very. I mean, it's funny. Like Lindsey's not a surgeon, but was able to give back and go over there. So a lot of times I hear people say, "Well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not this." There's all kinds of ways you can give back. You can give back. We had our ASC administrator. She went the night before Lindsey left, or day before Lindsey left, and just bought a whole bunch of stuff for the kids. crayons and coloring books and jump ropes. I mean,
and mirrors.
So, yeah.
Most people haven't even seen what they look like.
Yeah. So I mean, there's always a way to help.
What is their first reaction when they see themselves?
I hadn't seen that, but I just passed
I
out.
would hate it if I just saw myself for the first time.
I tried to shove. I actually went to Staples and they had JanSport book bags on sale. Those are $60 book bags. They were on sale for $5. So I took the whole entire shelf and shoved as many as I could in the book bag, and we shoved it with all sorts of goodies, and gave it to the school over there, and they were all excited. But yeah, it's just those little things that we definitely take for granted.
And now Larry had the story this morning about the little boy that fell in the sewer in California, and he was in the pipes for like 20 hours.
12
hours. What would an eye doctor do after he's got all the sewage and stuff on his face? How do you protect his eyes from getting
They probably would
amoebas and-
prophylactically treat
start
him.
antibiotics
Yeah.
just to kind of kill,
I'm sure.
broad spectrum antibiotics
Yeah.
to probably just try to kill
probably
any kind of
taking oral,
bacteria
too.
that.
Yeah.
12
Oh
hours.
gosh,
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine what he'd be
No.
exposed to, but that's a miracle that he.
In fact, I think the story did say something about his eyes, didn't it?
Yeah, I
didn't
think it
say
did,
something
yeah.
about his
I
eyes?
just got a piece of it.
I'm sure they're treating him for any possible
I
type of
would assume.
internal
systemically
infection.
and externally for sure. I would
He's
assume.
never going to go into a bathroom and say it stinks again.
No,
He's not.
he has a new appreciation of that.
He is definitely not.
He's never going to
But
do it.
it's underneath the eyelids and things too that they have to
Yeah.
be real careful. They have to do something to
I'm
undo
sure
the eyelids.
they'll do a complete eye wash, but like Nikki was saying, they're probably going to protect him from a broad spectrum of
some
Multiple
sort of
antibiotics.
fourth generation antibiotic that covers the.
It's just
Whole
wonderful
gamut
that our
of-
country has that.
Yeah.
Because he's 13 and you would hate for something to happen.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got
Right.
his whole life ahead of him.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was 13?
Yeah, 13
Oh,
in
wow.
your story.
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yikes.
I did want to say Dr. Vish, while we were slightly on education. Dr. Vish is going to be doing a lecture at the Countryside Presbyterian Church down by State Road 200. It's going to be this month on Sunday, April 22nd at 3 o'clock.
Is that the one that got moved or no?
Did it get moved?
I think that's the one that Chris was just telling us got moved.
All right.
So we'll give you an update.
We will give you an
Yeah.
update then.
Okay.
What is he going to be speaking about when he does do his talk?
We don't have that part exactly yet. They were still kind of trying to figure out exactly what subjects he wanted to talk about. But I will have an update on
Most
that next week.
patients tend
Oh
to
my
have
gosh.
more questions
Probably
about
going to be
surgery
about
itself.
surgery. Yeah, most.
Those
Whenever
things.
there's something like that, the activities directors at like the assisted living facilities, they really it would be in their best interest to ask the clientele, does anybody want to go hear this presentation? Because there might be something they
Yeah.
could use,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Benefit
if
from
you
it.
can, the most reason why the doctors do these things is to alleviate fear.
Yeah.
Because you would be
Educate
surprised.
Patients.
Yeah.
Patients are scared to
Well, that's
call
what
and
you
even
do
ask
here.
questions, right?
Yeah, you would be surprised that
Fear of
people
the
don't
unknown.
ask questions. Sometimes the doctor will leave the room, will ask them, do you have any questions? And you can almost see it. And we're like, ask them. We want you to feel
Right.
comfortable.
But
and
it's hope. It's hope too. Remember the gentleman who called, and it sounded like his eyesight was really bad. And I think your answer gave him hope about
Yeah,
what could be.
Yeah, and so we are so as a culture and society, we're always saying, well, that doesn't make sense for my age, or should I be worried about that at my age? And I always say that's why preventative health. We live in a country where it's readily available to us. So
Yeah.
preventative measures, primary care visits, making sure that you are having that annual physical to know where you are and what your blood pressure. On a daily basis, we'll say patients, well, when's the last time you checked your blood pressure or your cholesterol? Well, doc, it's been a few years. that's not necessarily something that you want to know that you have a problem when it's a problem.
You can get it for free. Donate blood.
Absolutely, you can.
Donate blood, they'll do all that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a benefit of giving back, right? So we absolutely believe in preventative measures. Don't wait until you're really having a problem. Go in and get your eyes examined, get your health, your physical. Take care of yourself. Take control. You actually live somewhere that's available to you to have control of your health. So.
This morning we had this discussion about how much per month should you budget for maintenance of your car. And the dollar amount was $75.
Oh, okay.
I guess on average. So it sounds like that's probably more than most people spend on maintenance of their health.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I mean, except for insurance, they probably don't go to the eye doctor regularly and that kind of thing.
I mean, even our insurance companies are out there advocating for us to get and encourage routine health because we know preventative medicine is far more successful and far more efficient and cost efficient than medicine that is because you now are in a disease state.
Right.
So I can't encourage enough.
And a lot of insurances,
it's free usually.
It is.
A lot of times things like your primary care follow-up, your well check, and those well checks kind of tell you where you stand, and so I think it's important that people do take advantage of that.
And waiting, sometimes you find all these diagnoses, then some insurance companies want to drop you, and you have trouble trying to find coverage because you've let your health get to the point where there's so many things that need to be addressed that that can affect.
We're kind
you
of a
too.
country that we are, we wait for the cause to know the effect and really get a plan together instead of saying, I'm going to be in control of how I age. And that's all of us, even us in this room, with sunscreen and eyeglasses and things like that we're learning to protect ourselves from.
Yep.
And then, Lindsey, do you ever accompany the doctors when they do these talks to the community?
I have not got to go to one yet. I was actually looking forward to going to Dr. Vish's, but I did just get word that they postponed due to a scheduling conflict. So it might not be till September or October, but we'll definitely keep it posted and let everybody know.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes, I missed Dr. Jenks' lecture, so I didn't get to go to
And
his.
we'll continue to do more in the community.
Yeah.
As soon as when we know there's a way that we can do outreach, we like to be involved with it,
So can somebody call you and ask for a doctor to come speak at their church
Absolutely.
or their...
We love that. Yeah, we love to do that. So anytime. And matter of fact, a lot of our speaking engagements have been that someone has said, hey, I actually watched a video on your website of Dr. Vish or Dr. Armstrong or Dr. Ahmed. Dr. Ahmed, a few years ago, was doing a diabetic outreach here in Ocala trying to educate on prevention. It's actually something that is your what you do does make an effect on it. And so we got a couple of calls and to say, can we just have her recording? I mean, her presentations were awesome. So yeah, we're happy to do that. The doctors are happy to be involved in the community and give back. And, education is part of what they do.
Right.
Obviously they diagnose and treat, but a piece of what they thrive off of is educating. So
I have a question about baby shampoo?
Sure.
And baby sunscreen? Mm-hmm. Okay. Neither one of those sting your eyes.
Right.
Why don't they make adult stuff that doesn't sting your eyes? Why do they only, right? If you use baby shampoo, it doesn't sting your eyes, right?
Well,
your hair gets clean.
I don't know why they don't do that in adult shampoos.
I don't know either. I'm sure there's a reason.
What is with the sunscreen? I mean, it protects the baby.
I mean, I think that that's debatable on what sunscreens
really?
you should use. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I think there's a lot of research out there to say research your sunscreen. But, honestly, that's a good question. I mean, we do not want you to wash your eyes with anything other than something that's meant for the eye. So they make things specific. And shampoo is going to burn. I'm assuming it has things in it. But we recommend that you try, if you do get anything in your eye, whether it's baby shampoo or not, or it stings or not, that you get it out. So I think that stinging sensation is because you're not supposed to introduce those
Do you know what happened to us?
chemicals.
We were riding bicycles one time. Believe it or not, we rode 50 miles one time.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, I was sweating so so much I couldn't see. There was so
Yeah,
much salt in
salt
my
in
eyes.
it,
Remember
yeah.
that, Robin?
I do,
I had
I
to
do.
stop. I said, we got to get some water. We found a horse trough.
Yeah.
I said, I don't care how much slobber is in that thing.
Yeah, I got to get this off.
You
Isn't
went
that
in
funny?
Yeah. You know what it is? I put too much salt on my food. And then it all
And
comes
then
out
you
of my
just sweat it out.
Yeah. And it gets in my eyes and I can't see when I'm riding a bicycle.
I think that's normal.
How far in advance does someone have to call for an eye appointment?
We have
We have
appointments
appointments
available today.
Usually, yeah, the
Oh,
same week.
Usually pretty
for
quickly. I
sure.
mean, matter of fact, today before I left,
patients,
and we
yeah.
had 3 new patients available today. So, yeah, we want to get our new patients in quickly and our established patients. So
call Ocala Eye and set up an appointment for yourself, or call Ocala Eye and ask for one of the doctors to come to your organization to give a presentation, and share these videos with somebody you care about. The information will be very helpful, especially if they've got cataracts or need anything. Can you give your phone number?
sure, 352-622-5183, or go online to ocalaeye.com.
And you have 5 locations?
We have 4 locations in a surgery center, correct?
Okay. Thank you, Zora, Nikki, and Lindsey. Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump warning a caravan of Central American migrants passing